What's up, fam? Like, subscribe, follow. Let's go.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Monday Morning Quarterback, only on A2D Radio. Every show, we are brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. We know many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues, and we are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call 856-651-8117. Tell them the boys from A2D Radio sent you. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Delvecchio, the family out there joining us. What is up, everybody? At the end of the show, right before the Elite Eight gets underway tonight, we'll give our final four predictions. We'll do Eagles Q&A. That's pretty much the entire show. We'll do our best options at number 12 now because we've done a lot of conversations at 6. Well, now we're at 12. So we'll give you our top 3 to 5 guys that we think will be available at 12. Our main topic at hand, though, is going to be the Eagles and the Jalen Hurts rumors because they are circulating. And everywhere you look, every rock you pick up, there's something else, which leads back to the Eagles just not totally believing in a guy they just drafted last year in the second round. So it's mind-boggling. I know we're going to have Rob Maaddi on this Friday at 12:15. I know he's been, I don't want to say an advocate, but he doesn't put out fake information. And he's been a guy who's been pretty stern on the fact that they don't believe in him, or at least they don't think they believe in him. Adam Kaplan, Mosher, I was reading stuff that they were talking about the other day, and they're in the same boat. Like, they don't think they believe in the guy. So nobody that's like close to the situation believes that the Eagles actually believe in Jalen Hurts, which is just literally a mind fuck. Okay? That's what it is. It truly is. It's going to tie into our poll question brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. And you can use promo code A2D, get yourself 20% off at checkout. Body Check Wellness is a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Check them out. Bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D, 20% off. Our poll question is, Jalen Hurts will be the Eagles starting quarterback in 2021. Agree or disagree, and you can let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, share, comment in 1,000,000 times. We're here for the people. That's what A2D was built on. I got to woo-saw a little bit because I almost drove to Indiana to choke. I might drive to Indiana to choke somebody out. We'll save that for off-the-air conversations, though, okay? Jalen Hurts will be the Eagles starting quarterback in 2021. Agree or disagree? Personally, I think we all want to agree because we don't know how you go in a different direction than him. Howie Roseman's been the king of the leak. It's well documented. And I think some of this is him leaking it out. They give them a few more chips, per se, right, in the draft. And let people think that, hey, even though we move back to 12, we're still not sold on Jalen Hurts. So if a quarterback drops, we'll take him, which then sets Howie Roseman up to do what? Move away from 12 and move himself into the 20 somewhere and get another first-round pick because he's a nerd, and as many first-round picks as he can get, the better. Now, do I agree with as many first-round picks as you can get, the better? Sure. I just don't believe in the person drafting them. Now, to the poll question, I agree. I got to believe that this organization is smarter than this. To a point, right? Like, I gotta believe that there's no way in hell that they drafted a guy in the second round last year. They bought out essentially their $128 million quarterback, took a 36, 32, whatever it is, million dead cap hit to trade him and not even essentially get a first back for him, to give the keys to Jalen Hurts and then to not start Jalen Hurts, I can't buy into that. And I know there's a lot of reports saying that's going to be the case and they're not sold on him, A, B, C, and D. Until it happens, I'm agreeing to this poll question that Jalen Hurts will be the Eagles starting quarterback in 2021 because he has to be. He has to be. There's no way this organization can sit back and go draft somebody else. Now, if you trade for like a Watson, which isn't going to happen at this point because there's just more and more stuff coming out, but there's just no way. Like, how do you do this to your fan base, right? Like, how do you sell your fan base on another quarterback? And we talked about this millions of times throughout shows. Like, that would be that would be your third quarterback drafted in the first or second round in what, 5-6 years? That's the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. That's what that becomes. You become a bad organization. So if you didn't believe in the guy that drafted him in the second round and you didn't believe he was franchise worthy, then one, you should have never drafted him in the second round. All right. And two, then you should have never traded Carson Wentz. And you should have figured out a way to mend that broken relationship. I don't care about Carson Wentz anymore. I'm just making the point as an organization. This is what you should have did if you didn't believe in your quarterback that is listed as your number one quarterback on your depth chart right now. He's played 4 games as a rookie. I don't know how I feel about Jalen Hurts. And I think most of us as fans don't know how we feel about Jalen Hurts, right? But we want to see it. They owe it to us to let him play a full 17 games. After this year, if he stinks or if he's great or if he's in the middle, then they can make a decision moving forward, right, guys? So they cannot do this again. Like, they really can't. And if they do, I think I speak for a lot of Eagles fans, I am done this year. Like, I will not watch. I will not talk about them. I am literally will boycott this organization if they got the audacity to take another quarterback, all right? And we're watching around the National Football League, right, that once guys get paid their big-time money, they don't win anymore. Teams don't win anymore. So after the guys' the rookie deals are done, once teams throw the bank at guys, they don't win. And the only one to do it has been Tom Brady. He's the only guy who's gotten paid and then won Super Bowls. Who else? Maybe I'm missing somebody. I want to know who's gotten paid over the last 10, 12 years and have won a Super Bowl after they got paid. Far and few between, if any. I mean, Russell Wilson got paid after a Super Bowl, right? Now, they went back to one, but he got paid after a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, I believe, got his big deal after he won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Hasn't won one since. Okay? That's not a shot at Aaron. I'm just making the point, like, you're going to have the greatest quarterback in the world. If you're not putting a roster around guys to succeed, you're going to fail anyway. So I would much rather have Jalen Hurts for the next 4 years getting paid peanuts and build a roster around him to win right now than go draft the quarterback at 12 and shake this whole thing up again. Because the only way you can draft the quarterback at 12 is you have to trade Jalen Hurts. That's the only way. So then, not even a year later, you're saying you made a mistake in the second round. And not even a month later, after you traded Carson Wentz, or 2 months later, right? However long it's been, then you're making a mistake, saying that we made a mistake trading him. You cannot continuously show you've made mistakes and not be held accountable for those mistakes, right? And this has been going on with Howie Roseman for way too long, guys. And again, you guys know I'm not Mr. Jalen Hurts, but I want to see him play. I want to see if he can prove people wrong. A, B, C, and D. And I know people are going to say, well, you know, he might not be Nick Sirianni's guy. I don't care. Then you shouldn't have taken the job here. You should have begged for Carson Wentz to stay here, Nick. So what we know is that the organization, or sorry, the coaching staff has no say in who their guys are. We know that. This is all Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. So if they draft another quarterback here, they don't give the keys to Jalen Hurts. I said again, I am done. Done. They owe it to us as a fan base, everybody. And guess who else they owe it to? Him. They owe it to him. I mean, this guy went through it all this year too with Carson. As soon as he got the start, then it was right? So he's got to answer to the media. He's got to answer all these questions too. So you're going to put him through the same shit you just put Carson through? My goodness gracious. I can't deal with it anymore. Jesse, we appreciate the donation in the super chat. He says, agree. Well, he should be after spending a second-round pick on him. He needs to play 17 games. If he stinks, we're picking top 5 the next year. Simple as that. And we have 3 first-round picks next year. So if he stinks, then you figure out a way to get your franchise guy. But as of right now, to the poll question, Jalen Hurts will be the Eagles starting quarterback in 2021. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know everywhere. I agree that he will be as of right this second. Wow. Sorry. It's got hit on Facebook because now my post about somebody talking about my son is now. Let me read this off to you because I'm going to burn Facebook to the ground too while I'm out of here now too because I'm going to rip them to shreds. Okay, explain to me how this goes against how this is violence, inciting violence, inciting violence. Wow. Time's yours, everybody. Agree or disagree to the poll. Let us know. Ralphie, let the family know what you guys think. And I'm seeing a lot of agrees, so see what you boys think.
Go ahead, Roger.
I definitely agree to the poll. 100%. You don't take him in the second round last year at 53, to bring in another quarterback. But we all know how this Eagles organization works, where they love the drama going into the offseason, into mini camp and training camp. But I just think personally at 12, if they were going to select a quarterback in this year's draft, my opinion, I think all the quarterbacks that are listed, that are supposed to go in the first round are going to be all gone. So with that being said, I agree 100% to the poll. Jalen Hurts is the starter. He's the guy, and you have to build around him. You have to give him more weapons. You have to give him at least a little bit more help going into the season. And do the Eagles sit there at 12, if there is a quarterback on the board, and say, you know what, let's move up and go get him? And I just can't see that happening this year. I just cannot see it happening.
It's so tough, Ralphie, because number one, I agree to the poll. I absolutely do. Not because I trust in them, but it's kind of like this needs to happen. It's not even about like, oh, I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy. I'm not a big Jalen Hurts guy. It's like you've made so many different decisions over the last calendar year, right? So many different decisions. You've contradicted yourself so many times in this organization. The one thing you can at least do is commit to something for one season. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying this after they made the trade to go back to 12. I was like, well, can we just commit to something for 5 seconds, please? Just 5 seconds. If it doesn't work, fine. But given as though we have so many limited expectations for this season, some could say we have limited expectations for the next handful of seasons. Can we at least just let this play out? But to your point, and I was going to bring up this question anyway, so you kind of read my mind on this. Say, for example, one of the top 5 quarterbacks, and we all know that we're expecting some kind of run very early in the draft, whether it's 5 in the first 6, 4 in the first 4, whatever. Like we're expecting at least 4 or 5 quarterbacks to be taken in the top 10, whatever order it is. We're very much expecting that. But say, for example, one of those top 5 quarterbacks gets to 12. Can we trust that this organization has the self-control to say, okay, well, we like this guy, but we also pretty much liked Jalen Hurts because we picked him in the second round. So, like, say for example, it doesn't seem like Mac Jones is getting past 3 at this point with all the
which is insane because for some reason somehow, and I understand, Mac Jones, great quarterback at Alabama, led him to a national championship, and all of a sudden he sneaks into the top 5 in a matter of it seems like a snap of a finger. He's going to be going number 3 overall, which is insane that he jumped that high already. Yeah,
and so you look at that, okay, so Mac Jones is probably not, a big problem, but say Trey Lance is there at 12.
Yeah.
Would I be shocked if the Eagles take him? No, I'd probably be expecting it. If we're sitting on draft night in a month and we see, okay, the 11th pick is passed, we're on the clock, Kyle Kyle Trask, I could see them honestly picking later, but Trey Lance is there at 12. I'm probably thinking to myself, okay, well, here we go. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Here's our future pick.
Yep, and then the quarterback controversy starts again in Philadelphia, like it's been doing for the past. It seems like how many years now? 7 years, 6 years, or 4 years ever since we started. Drafted Carson, right? And honestly, he started with Carson too. Not like Carson as a person, but like when we drafted Carson, right? Because at that point, you had Chase Daniels on the roster, you had Sam Bradford on the roster, and then everybody was saying, "Oh, well, we'll just sit Wentz for a whole year, and we'll just let him learn for a whole year." And then all of a sudden, we trade Sam Bradford to the Vikings, and now 2 weeks before the season, Carson Wentz is your starter. And then obviously last year, you took Jalen Hurts with 53, and then it started back up again. So I mean. Would it surprise me if the Eagles sat there at 12 and one of those quarterbacks dropped and they took them? No, because as long as I've lived, the Eagles love drama going into the offseason.
I'll just say this, Ralphie. Obviously this will change if somebody is there at 12, a quarterback that is, and one of them slips. Yeah. But like I've joked about this in the past, and fam, I'm not rooting for this. Like if you ask me like today, what's your prediction? Like they're definitely taking a quarterback somewhere. Like at some point, they're definitely going to.
Oh yeah.
I might start like in our mock drafts in a couple weeks. I might start just slotting Kyle Trask in there in the second or third round because it makes too much sense. You have the quarterbacks coach from the college you went to. You could take somebody earlier. Like I'm honestly expecting that at this point, if they don't take somebody in the first round. So to me, I'm gonna go agree because. I don't see Watson, honestly, coming here because of all the stuff. I don't think the Russell Wilson stuff is still out there. I don't really think the Seahawks are trading him at any point, at least this offseason. So I'm going to go agree because it needs to be Jalen Hurts. But I am absolutely expecting them to take Trask in the second or third round or some guy later in the draft that could be a competition or a future option for them.
And another thing, too, is that if you don't move forward with Jalen Hurts, then what was the point of picking him last year in the second round? Right?
There was no point. They don't have self-control. Yes.
Yeah. If he's your guy, then he's got to be your starter this season. And you just build around him and then hope for the best. Because we all know, this Eagles team, it's not going to win as nearly as many games as we hope for, right? So, they might be a 5-6 even a 5 or 6 win team this year just because how the roster is, right? But I wouldn't be shocked too if they sit at 12, and I'll play devil's advocate with you guys. If the Eagles are sitting at 12, right, and a quarterback does drop to them, I wouldn't be surprised either if Howie moves back again and lets a team come up and selects a quarterback. If Trey Lance slips, right, and New England's at 15 and they really like Trey Lance, do a deal with the Patriots and you move back 3 spots, but you get, more draft picks for either this year or next year.
Mm-hmm. No, Ralphie, like I said, this guy does not have the self-control or the temperament to just stay there and commit to something at all. They pride themselves on capital and options and all of that. Now, how about you pride yourself on wins or how about good draft picks? So, and Ralphie,
that's completely, Bo. The Eagles don't know Jalen jack shit. They drafted him in a round where nobody was going to draft him and drafted him at a position nobody was going to draft him at. He owes the Eagles a better arm. That's delusional. Like, dude, then they shouldn't have drafted him. So, like, yes, they do owe it to him. That's the difference. Like, nobody gets owed anything in this league. But when you played 4 games as a rookie, right, and you just drafted a guy in the second round, did they owe him the chance to see if he's the guy? Did they owe the fan base, Bo, the chance to see if he's the guy? Because maybe I'm off, Bo. Maybe I'm missing something here. So we'll just keep drafting quarterbacks every year, and we'll literally take the QB factory to heart. Like, we'll make it literal. That we'll every year in the first round, we'll draft one. Or we'll draft one in the second round, or we'll draft one in the third round. Because we value the position so much. And you value the position so much, you want to trade as your franchise quarterback, Bo. Okay? So, the only thing I disagree with you, Ryan, is I do not think they're drafting one. Like, they can't. If they're not drafting one in the first round, they will not. And they won't draft one to the 6th or 7th round. Like, they have 11 picks. So, yes, maybe their 11th or 10th pick as their third stringer, sure. I'll buy into that. But if they don't draft one at 12, Rye, they're not drafting one in the second or third round.
I hear you.
They won't this year. Like any other year, I would agree with you. Just not this year, because if they're not getting their franchise guy at 12, they're not going to see anybody that high that go take another pick on. Because then you just got a bunch of second or third round guys in your QB room. That's not a recipe for success. Like, they are smarter than that. They do know that if you want your franchise guy, most of the time you're going to have to get him in the first round, unless you get lucky and you run into Dak Prescott's, Russell Wilson's, or Tom Brady's of the world. Most of the time you got to go get that guy in the first round, right? So that's the only thing I disagree with you guys on, is that I just don't think if it's not 12 or 20, or they go back up to 9 or whatever, who knows?
Or 3.
Yeah, if it's not there, then I think they don't draft one until really late. Now, I will say this. Now that I love how these rumors change, boys, and you guys will love this, because the newest rumor is, well, they weren't trying to get up to 3 for Zach Wilson. They were trying to get up to 3 to Jamar Chase.
Bull. That's complete. I mean, that's BS. Stop it. You don't, first off, you know how I feel about Jamar Chase. You know how I feel about Kyle Pitts. You do not move up to 3 to take a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Randy friggin' Moss. You're not moving up to 3. You're not.
And willing to give up all those draft picks. Like, and we said it too with the 49ers, right? It's so obvious they're taking a quarterback at 3, because you don't give away 3 first-rounders to go get a wide receiver. It just doesn't happen in this league, right? And for the Eagles to sit there and say, you know what, we were going to do it for Jamar Chase, that's bullshit, Howie. That's bullshit, bro. You love drama. You want to be on the front page. There's 3 quarterbacks that could go back to back to back, and you wanted to get your hands on it. It's just say you're not committed to Jalen, okay? And then we'll bash you even more. Yes. But right now, you can't bullshit a bullshitter, man. You really can't.
Tom, you know what that is? That's we tried to get Zach Wilson, but he fell out of our hands. So now we're going to retract and say, hey, we tried to trade up for a generational talent to help our guy. We're trying to help him. No, because even if you were trying to do that, it would have been an asinine move. I don't care how good Jamar Chase is probably going to be on another team, probably a division rival. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do not, when you have so much cap issues and you're talking about trying to get younger and rebuild a whole defensive core, you do not trade up to 3 for a position player. You do not do it.
No.
Under any circumstance.
Easy money. The Eagles don't owe him shit. They should do what's best for their franchise. Well, that's what I'm going to stop you there. Because what's best for the franchise this year is to let him play. So you guys can't tell me, this is where people are really losing it. I'm not Team Jalen Hurts, and I think you guys are all losing your minds out there. You can't draft another one this year. You cannot. Okay? If you feel like he wasn't the guy, you should have never drafted him in the first place. They did. Not me, not Ryan, not Ralph. Nobody else did. They did. Okay? So you can go watch our reaction videos on YouTube to it. We all hate the pick and hated the pick. Okay? Hate the pick and hate the pick. Okay? But they owe it to him and us as fans for him to play. That is the only way we are going to find out what we have. So you're going to go draft another one again? Listen, let me riddle you all something real quick. Let me help you all out. Okay, I want to help you all out. This roster is atrocious. They need help. So what are you going to have, 42 fucking quarterbacks, guys? They need help. They got to go get help. And the only way you're going to be able to go get help is going addressing the million holes on this football team. Like, in reality, quarterback isn't the hole right now. We just used the second-round pick on a guy. We got to find out if he can play. That's not one of our holes, per se. If nobody thinks that you don't know this guy 17 games and his fan base 17 games, thank God y'all ain't running organizations. Jeez, we'll just take one every year. Hey, let's keep taking one. Ralph, we don't like this guy. You know what? We're gonna go in it again. And if you think Jalen Hurts should play 17 games, pound that like button. Even if you don't think Jalen Hurts should play 17 games, still hit the like button because we still love you. But don't tell me that they don't owe it to us and his fan base to play him 17 games. Tell me. Jesse, you tell me he stinks, Jesse. I don't care. I don't care if he stinks.
Tom, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen if they let Jalen Hurts play 17? What's the worst possible option or outcome?
We don't win a game, and we get the number 1 pick of the draft.
Okay. but Tom, there's no available quarterbacks next year. Did you hear? All the experts are saying it's a big drop off. I remember when we were joking about how that narrative was like starting to catch on. Now you have like people on television starting to say that. Like, oh, these teams need to cash in now and build for the future because there's a huge drop off for the next 2 years. Are you kidding me?
Nobody knows. Just like they know about Joe Barrow. Listen, Jacob, we usually agree on stuff. I don't know how you guys are like, or you guys are cap locking stuff. You have to draft one if they have the opportunity to get a franchise quarterback. You're wasting the entire year if he sucks.
We stink. We're already not winning. We stink.
Oh my goodness, guys. I don't even like Jalen Hurts. I don't think he will ever be a franchise quarterback, but I got to find out, guys. Come on, man. You just drafted the guy. And what are you talking about? Waste 2 years instead of one. You waste 2 years or what? You trust this. You trust this organization to go nail their guy, right? The same Howie Roseman that traded up in 2016 to get Carson Wentz, paid him $128 million, and then took a $32 million dead cap hit on him. But you guys wanted to go draft another one? Jesus, God. I mean, y'all. I love y'all. It's agree, disagree radio. But boy, are you all out of control. That's not even true easy money. See, this is where you guys just listen to everything. Now the reports come out today that they were going up for Chase. So if you believe anything, yes, there's a difference between Deshaun Watson and being in them sweepstakes or being in the Russell Wilson sweepstakes and going and drafting another one. Because if they're in them sweepstakes, guys, Jalen Hurts is getting traded. That's the difference. Not drafting another one. So what are you going to trade Hurts? For what? You think you're going to get the value back? You're not going to get a second-round pick back for him?
It's crazy.
Ooh, man, I just don't know what all you guys want out there.
It's like a month ago, Tom, we were arguing with people when Carson was still in the building. Like, oh my God, you guys are haters of Jalen, and everyone was trying to say Jalen Hurts is the next Hall of Famer. Now it seems like 90% of the fan base, 85% of the fan base doesn't even want to give the kid a shot. And I'm not a Jalen Hurts guy. I'm not.
I don't care what it came from. Rappaport, Mosher. I love Jeff Mosher, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Love Mosher. Right? But I don't care. I'm not making a draft pick over what Jeff Mosher wants. Like, oh, bro, Jeff Mosher wants the Eagles to draft the QB because he's not sure on Hurts. Nobody's sure on Hurts. Nobody is. Is that groundbreaking news that people aren't sure about Jalen Hurts? Oh, my God, groundbreaking. We don't know if we're sure about him, so let's go draft another one. We're not going to be good this year, so let's see what you have. So anybody out there, I don't care, Rappaport, I don't care who you say to me. Doesn't matter, because I'm telling you what's right. And I know you're just relaying news, Feast, so I know what you're saying. I'm just telling you the right decision. If I'm making decisions based off emotion or about how I feel after 4 games, that's a failure. That's a failure. You understand? I can't make that decision this year. I have to let him play. And I am not Mr. Jalen Hurts. I've been called a hater. I've been said, oh, now Quinn Maurice, if he's in here, he just said, I thought you hate Jalen Hurts. I said, hate him. So you know what I'm saying? Like the difference. Like, I can't say he should be the quarterback, and I can't say he's not a franchise quarterback. So no matter what I say, it isn't good enough.
John's right. He says, as a consistent listener, I exactly know Tom's viewpoint on Hurts. He is in the spot that we all should be in. Sit back, give Jalen Hurts 17 games, and see what happens. Exactly. The last thing this team should be worried about, especially after drafting somebody in the top 2 rounds again, is to worry about the quarterback position. There's a million other things we should be worried about. But again, it's all surrounded on, we still don't know who should be the quarterback.
And I don't think that, I actually think the opposite. I know people are saying like, oh, well, he's going to be packaged in a deal because they're not sold on him. I told you guys this. They're leaving their options open. They leak the shit out that they're not sold on him. So people will come up and think they're going to draft the quarterback at 12. So it opens them up for more wheeling and dealing. Just like the reports of them wanting one at 6, right?
True. And that's why they did it now. Remember how everyone was asking us on, Thursday, Friday, Tom? Friday, when they made the trade, they were saying, oh, well, why did they Why did they make the trade now? Why didn't they wait until draft night? So they had all of the options ready for them a month out of the draft. They're going to have plenty of time, whether that's a trade before the draft, whether that's a trade for another quarterback, whatever. They're doing it now. That way they have the assets and they can consider all of their options now.
Yeah, and they should. I mean, that's what they have to do. And like, listen, Jacob, any other year, I would say yes. Like if the scouts come to him and a franchise guy, okay. Any other year, sure. Not this year. Not after you just drafted one. You're not going back in the first 2 rounds and drafting another quarterback on me and us this year again. Come on, guys. Have a little feel for life. Have a little feel for like professional sports. Like, my goodness gracious. Like, find out what he is, and then we can move on.
If we were like a quarterback away, like say we were in the Colts situation last year, right, where we had the roster, we had the defense, we had all the the skilled position players, we had the coach that we believed in, but we didn't have that big time quarterback or that high ceiling quarterback. Then I don't think we would even be arguing with anybody. Like, yeah, okay, we don't believe Jalen Hurts can get us to where we need to in the playoffs, but we're not a quarterback away, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we're far away from that.
We're like 20 players away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's a thought. Say, for example, because everyone was talking earlier when we first started, like, oh, well, are you guys saying there's no path to winning this year? Because I honestly think everyone or a majority of the people that won a quarterback this year are trying to compete this year. In all honesty, honestly, fam, you know the best chance for us to somewhat compete this year? And it's if Jalen Hurts is good. If they actually build around him. If they actually rebuild this defense. And I'm saying that, and I'm not 100% betting on him being anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying that he's going to be a good quarterback. But that's the avenue. Take the guy you already have, you invested a second-round pick in, and build around him. Protect him. Defend. Coach around him. That's how you can compete this year.
What was the last one? I just saw another one. Jacob, I get it. What does having a great team matter if you don't have a franchise quarterback? We don't have a great team, though. We have to fill out a roster to have a great team. So, like, talk to me like when we're even like considered, and having an opportunity to win a division before we even start like talking about great teams.
Jacob, is this draft the last time you're ever going to be able to get a quarterback? Like, is this the last time? Is this like a clearance sale?
You're not going to get the 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in this draft.
No.
So you're stuck with whatever other people don't want. Why, Jacob, if they didn't believe in the guy, why they just draft him in the second round? They did it. They told me he was fucking Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, they made this bed, man. And they got to lay in it. They made the bed.
Like, I think people are misconstruing it. We didn't make the pick. They did. So for everyone saying, oh, well, they need to fix it, they're the ones who did it. They did this. This is all solved if they don't make that pick. This isn't even a conversation. This isn't even a scenario.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Murph, I'm right there. Like, I'm like, if they win games, great. But like, I'm totally in to like see what all these young guys are this year. See what all these picks over the last 3 or 4 years turn into, right? Like, I think we all deserve that. And it starts with the quarterback you just drafted. Like, I can't believe that people I just can't believe people out there like trusting this organization and actually straight face want them to draft another quarterback this year. Like, I already said I'll get arrested at the NovaCare complex if they draft another quarterback. And I don't think Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. You understand that? And I would get arrested because I need to find out if he is. And now you guys are all saying draft one? Not you guys, the family. Oh, go draft one. If there's a franchise quarterback on the board, draft one. Trevor Lawrence is going to go 1. Zach Wilson is going to go 2. Okay? Somebody's going to go 3 out of Fields, Lance, Jones, etc. Somebody's going to go 9.
Somebody's going
4. Or even 8 to Carolina. Like, there's so many teams in the top 10 that need a quarterback. Okay? Like,
I will say this right now, and I get it, it's a month out. If one of the top 5 quarterbacks, 5, are available to us at 12, I would be absolutely shocked. So you tell me, fam, if that's the case, you want to trade up again to make sure you get one of the top 5 guys? Or you want to get freaking Kellen Mond, who's number 6?
Oh, if you ask Chris Sims, he might say yes.
Kellen Mond.
Robert says at the time, I think what happens is that Hurts is going to be average next year, and they won't know whether to take QB in 2022 then. Well, that's on them. That's on them. And then build a roster around an average quarterback, and you can win games. This whole team needs to be assessed with the new coaching staff, including Jalen Hurts. Eagles did this. Simple. Yes. Like now Sirianni needs to see Jalen Hurts in his offense. He saw him for 4 games. It's not enough sample size. It honestly isn't. We talked about that on these shows. And I want to lose. I want to lose too, John. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just think this is crazy that we're actually having this conversation. Like, we're going to talk about what guys we think they'll take at 12 and what guys are, sort of on our big board that we believe will be there at 12. And we're having this whole conversation on trying to get this roster better. And the quarterback position still continues to come up in this city year in, year out. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, we just talked about it before, when the show started. Name me the big money quarterbacks that win championships outside of Tom Brady.
I think the only name that somebody said was Manning.
And at that point, when he went to Denver?
And I was going to say, and he didn't lead anything. It was that because it was a generational defense.
No, I mean, my point is on that team, not taking anything away from Peyton, is that team was already built.
Yeah.
Team was already built. So, no, that doesn't even count to me because they were already built. And Brady in Tampa doesn't even count to me. They're already built.
And Denver was yet again, like Ryan said, that year was a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl, and John Elway goes out and gets Peyton Manning, and obviously the rest is history.
The funny thing, Ralphie, he wasn't even a quarterback away because, as we know, in those last 2 years, Peyton wasn't really even a quarterback. He was like a game manager, light.
Yeah.
So they were a game manager away from the championship. So, like we said, man, I just think it's so friggin' panicky. It's so panicky. It's like if we had a solidified defense, if we had all these weapons, if everything was answered, if the only question mark was quarterback, okay, let's get cute. Let's play some games here. But this isn't the last opportunity to get a quarterback in the draft. This isn't the last opportunity to trade for a quarterback. And if everything pans the way it's all going to be projected, you're going to have a ton of salary cap space and 3 first-round picks next year.
I'll be honest.
Everyone's saying, oh, well, guys, we won't have the chance to get it next year. Well, you're going to have the chance to either A, trade up to the first pick or one of the top picks to get a quarterback, or use those picks to go trade for somebody already in the league.
Drew, I'm saying that. Drew, what I'm telling you is that these guys win it on their first deal, though. They're not winning it on their second deal. I'm not telling you that non-franchise guys win Super Bowls. That's not what I'm telling you, okay? I'm also don't believe Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. But can we all find out? That's all I'm asking. We can't wait and see. We're going to draft another quarterback this year? First off, I think Jalen Hurts gives us a chance to win football games because he can move around, because he can extend plays, etc. So you're going to tell me that you guys have more faith in Kellen Mond, Mac Jones, or Trey Lance? I'll just take my chance with Jalen Hurts for a year then, because I don't believe in any of them 3, to that level where I'm selecting them at 12. I don't. So unless you guys do, now, you guys can all take a step back and hear me out now. If you were getting Trevor Lawrence, it's a different conversation, okay? If you were getting the number 1 guy, it's a different convo. But you're not. You're going to end up with guy 4, 5, or 6. That's not acceptable.
Nope.
And then to think this organization is smarter than everybody else and they'll hit the quarterback. All the other teams are going to miss it, but they'll nail it at 12. Because if they really wanted a quarterback, they would have stayed at 6. What sense does it make them going back to 12? No, because they're acquiring picks for the following year in case he isn't the guy. And I will stand by that because I cannot believe this organization is so incompetent and so inept, more than we already knew they were, to do something like this. I don't know. They go, everybody should be fired. Everybody. I don't care if you pick Joe Montana. Everybody should be fired. Everybody. Let the kid play. Find out what he is.
I hear you.
And maybe he shocks us. Maybe he surprises all of us.
The city's been wrong before.
All right, maybe. And I just love how it switched too. Like, Ralphie, right? If we came in here a month ago and we said, "Oh, they straight the quarterback," people would have freaking roasted us.
Oh,
Okay.
You're disrespecting Jalen. You're counting them out before you give them a chance. Oh, so what? So what? A lot of the fam at home is doing right now. You mean?
Everybody has an agenda, right? And I try to I have no agenda, right? I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be a franchise quarterback. I'm on record saying that a million times. Okay. So if I had an agenda, I would want them to deal one.
Yep.
I would want them to draft one. If I had an agenda and I was worried about being wrong, okay? Prove me wrong. Let me see him for 17 games. Prove us all wrong. I'm okay with eating the crow on it. I am.
And you know why, Tom? Because that's the best thing for this organization is that if he turns out to be the real deal, we're going to head into next offseason with, once again, a ton of draft capital that you don't have to worry. Like, imagine this. Like, everyone just assumes, because, again, big-time question marks with Jalen Hurts, but everyone assumes that those 3 first-round picks we're going to eventually use for a quarterback in any way, fashion, trade up, draft, or trade in free agent, or not in free agency, but, as far as a veteran in the league. Say, for example, he can play. And say you enter next offseason not having to worry about the quarterback. Then you use all those picks to help your team get better around him.
Hopefully.
Doesn't that sound so easy?
It's more enticing than the other way.
And, oh, by the way, the guy still would be on a rookie contract out of the second round. So you would have a franchise quarterback as one of the cheapest franchise quarterbacks in the league for a handful of years. And you would have all that capital to go spend, and draft around him.
Agreed. Thank you, 40 boy. Unless we are getting Watson or Wilson, go Hurts. Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. And I know they've been rumored now today to Russell Wilson. So again,
I thought that guy was already in the building, according to the GM, though.
Well, according to him, yeah.
On draft night, everyone seems to forget that literally in their opening press conference, when we were still on the air reacting to the second round, that's when all of this GM talked about Russell Wilson for 20 minutes.
Yeah, Malachi, real quick, because Malachi tells me I hate Hurts all the time. Well, now I'm sitting here defending how he needs to be the starter this year, right? So if I hated him, I don't know if I'd be clamoring for him to start. But I would trade for Russell Wilson right now. Right this second. Done and
yes, Jacob, just because I don't care if he's 32. He's going to play for another 10 years. He never gets hurt. He doesn't get hurt.
Definitely horrible. I'm not all in on it, but I would do it depending on what I could get away doing it for. I'm not giving you 3 first-round picks for him. Mm-mm. I'll give you a first. I'll give you Hurts. I'll give you, we'll throw maybe some picks in there, but that's it.
Carlos, this is just me. I'm not touching. I know we talked about it on Friday. I'm not touching the Watson thing right now because I'm not trying to roll the dice and have a Bynum deal again. You know what I'm saying? Where the guy never plays.
Yeah, if I get over a fucking bargain.
Oh yeah, if you get him like a second round pick of Jalen Hurts, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll do the Bynum thing again. I'll play that game.
There's too much coming out on him.
It's too much. There
was another article this morning, so it's getting ugly.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So I'll stay away from him. And listen, I'm not going to say I'm staying away from Russell Wilson, but I'm saying I got my quarterback.
Yeah,
they told me what's going to be my quarterback. They traded our quarterback for this guy to be the quarterback.
Yeah, because even if, say for example, fam, we got Russell Wilson. Some people could say I'm crazy. I don't really care. If you got Russell Wilson on this roster, I don't think we automatically become a Super Bowl contender.
Oh, you win.
Those problems on defense don't go away.
Oh, you win this division, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, all those holes that you have on this team just don't go poof.
You also don't know, though, because he's the kind of guy that hides holes. Like
Yeah,
he's the guy who can hide
No,
holes.
you're right.
A game.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, true.
He's just a different type of quarterback, so he can like hide holes for you.
Oh yeah, but also I mean the difference on their offense is that they have 2 wide receivers that can go up and get the ball and run routes
and finish routes and stay healthy and
I would say this though. I mean, he would make all these wide receivers better for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And he would make the offensive line better just because he knows how to scramble. I mean, how long has he dealt with a bad offensive line in Seattle?
Well, this
For about
good.
4 years now.
Like he wouldn't be coming to a bad offensive line if they're healthy.
No, it'd be an improvement. Yeah.
It might be something that he's enticed over doing too. I don't know. But like I'm also totally just completely fine with just staying with Jalen Hurts for this year and see what I have. And
Me too, Tommy.
Is 100% right. Hit that like button, y'all. Come on, get us up over 100 likes. If you haven't subscribed to A2D, no better time than right now because we got 150 people watching on YouTube and only 50 likes. All right, let's fucking go. You're all better than that. Let's go. Let's go. Do have something big coming up here in the next couple weeks. One, this Friday, if you're just joining us, Rob Motti will be on at 12:15 Eastern time, talking the same situation again. I figured this would be a good lead-in to Friday's conversation just to gauge the people. And then in the next week or two, expect some of the better podcasters from the area on a little roundtable. So looking to get my boy DJ on here, Philly Take with RB, my other guy. I always get him messed up. Hold on a second because there's so many Philly podcast things. The Philly Talk podcast, my boy there, we'll get him on, and you might even see some other guys that you know well. We might try to get my guy Tony Cotillo, who we've spoken to for years about maybe doing something. So hopefully get Tony on and get some of our guys on from All About the Birds too. So we're gonna have something big. Just a little fun roundtable, just a Philly sports roundtable, and we'll have a ton of fun with that. So make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing. The takeover is real. We ain't going nowhere. And Steve said Rob Motti got the sources. He's been right on everything. Yeah, Rob's not a guy who puts out BS. So really looking forward to talking to him.
He's one of the few people in this city, mainstream wise, that I trust. One of the very, very few.
Yeah, I don't trust many.
No,
he is a trustworthy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's definitely better than Jeff McClain.
Is he breathing?
The only derps that are confident in Jalen Hurts' the future are the anti-Wentz Folesian Society. That's fine, Matt, but he still needs to play 17 games this year. Like I don't believe in him as a franchise guy. Okay. But he needs to play 17 games. Molly, I love A2D. I love A2D. Hates anything Philly.
Because he's a Cowboys fan. Molly.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Because the Dak Prescott in the end zone didn't give it away to me.
I didn't even say it.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it. Best quarterback in the division. I saw him.
Oh, now you're gonna get them fired up.
Oh, he is.
Oh, Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Oh, Fitzpatrick.
The Dallas Cowboys are the team to beat in the NFC East, and I hate saying it.
You're gonna have Yusuf coming in here whispering. You're gonna have Yusuf coming in here whispering in a second.
They're better than Washington.
They absolutely are. I love their defense. I would do many things to get their defense, but it's Dallas and everybody else.
You wouldn't do many things to get their defense. You would do many things to get their front four. That's the difference. Like with Washington, they don't really have a great defense.
Fair.
They really don't.
It's top heavy.
Yeah, they got some. They spent a lot of money on up front, which is great. John always screwed Dallas. Yep. like Dak. That's great. Matt says Rob Motti is that dude. He keeps it all the way 100. And like you, Tom, he was calling Howie the leak the whole time. I can't wait to talk to him about that because I had no inside knowledge of that. Like I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I got my sources and somebody called me. It was just fucking common sense. Like if you connect a dot or two in your life and you ever play like connect the dots, right? You ever played that kind of shit or anything like that? You could connect them and see that this dude leaks everything for his benefit. Everything.
Drama, Tommy. It's been like that for the Eagles for a while.
Just to stay, even if it doesn't have any like monetary value or value as far as draft picks or helping them in the season, these two at the top of the organization love staying in the news. It's like, what did we talk about last Friday, Tom? It's like, right after the Sixers were the big talk of the town because of the deadline and that they were on the winning streak. Oh, the Phillies baseball season, they're starting up. Even the Flyers are getting talked about because how much they suck. Yeah. Oh, the Eagles, who are they? We haven't talked about them for a week. Howie and Jeffrey, they're getting all twitchy in the office because people weren't talking about them. So boom, leak.
Yep. The whole season. Malachi says Hurts showed flashes at least. My love from Hurts comes when he actually made the Eagles enjoyable to watch last year. Totally fair, Malachi, and he shows some flashes. And the one thing that he can do is extend plays. And if you watch enough football around the NFL, right, when you can extend plays, guys end up getting wide open. Yeah. So, there's that. There's that side of it. We will, in about 10 minutes, we will get into we'll get into our top 5 players that we think will be available at 12 for the Eagles. So we got to switch this up because we've been so much talking about 6. Well, the player pool changes a little bit. We'll get into that in about 10, 15 minutes. So give you guys out there a chance to come up with your own. So we want you guys to think about it. And in 10 minutes, we'll do it. Come up with your top 5 players that you think will be available at 12. Molly Mall says, try beating with Hurts at QB.
I love
and
this.
Going back to, go ahead, Rod. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just say real quick, Ralphie. All the super chats, so we appreciate you, fam. It's now turned into a trash talking spree. Everyone's doing super chats just to talk smack to the opposing team. It's phenomenal. Go ahead, Ralphie. I'm sorry. No,
and I think going back to what Malachi was saying with the flashes for Jalen Hurts, it was actually kind of like when they brought him in, I guess you could say a little refreshing because, the guy wasn't, overthrowing people, out of the backfield and, throwing at people's feet. He was actually completing passes. It's like, wow, I haven't seen that in 13 weeks. So it was pretty cool to see that.
It was big quote, Ralphie. You're so spot on, Ralphie. It's not even. We all said it's time to put him down, right? Like we all sat here and watched enough of it and said, listen, we love the guy. We've seen enough. We've seen enough of Carson this year. Shut him down. But the other thing is there was accountability. Yeah. And for a young kid, and there was him saying and this pulls at the heartstrings, right? Mm-hmm. I hate losing more than I like to win. And then that just gets people all clamoring. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you hear what he said? Oh my God. Yeah, okay. But again, it was different. And, that Saints game, because of their defense, gave people a false sense of him being a franchise guy. Now, listen, I will never doubt Jalen Hurts' work ethic. So I will never sit here and say there's no way he can ever be a franchise guy. I don't believe he will, but I'll never underestimate a work ethic. I just can't. I can't. Because it's like I always tell my kids, it's a 1-2. How bad you want something? Because if you want it, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. If you have the talent to do it, which he does have the talent to do it. And how fitting would it be if Jalen Hurts became a franchise quarterback and Tua was Tua was a backup in 3 years?
Roles reversed, huh? Yeah. Roles reversed, right? And another thing about Jalen too, going back to last year, some of us actually liked Jalen Hurts as a kid, right? But at the spot that we took him, seemed like we didn't like Jalen Hurts as a player. Like we all liked Jalen Hurts. I mean, he was a winner in college, and when adversity hit him, at Alabama, when obviously Tua took the job, he didn't run away from it, right? He stayed there to Alabama. He competed for that job, and obviously when Tua got hurt that one year, he came in and won him a college football playoff game. Mm-hmm. So, and then obviously the next year he goes to Oklahoma and just misses the college football game playoffs just by one game. And the rest is history. But, you got to see what you have in Jalen Hurts, man. You have to. I think it's not like he's owed it, but you have to see as a franchise what you have in him when you selected him at 53. You have to see what he has.
And how about this, Ralph? And I know Wilson talks about it all the time. Most guys in college take their ball and run. And when somebody takes their job. He didn't.
No. He stayed at Alabama. He fought through it, and then obviously the rest is history.
The best thing I could say about him, which I love, which was a complete, like you talked about, Ralphie, at the end of that season, which was a complete refreshing change from Carson. It was the calmness. He never, he kind of showed some, flashes of panic. I think it was the second to last game of the season, but those first couple games, especially coming in out of nowhere against Green Bay and then that entire Saints game, and then a big portion of that Cardinals game, even though they didn't get the win, the calmness under pressure. He never looked overworked. He never looked like he was panicking. He wasn't trying to get rid of the football. He didn't have that deer in headlights type of look that Carson was very much known for having. So, like Tom said, and we've talked about before, if there's going to be a guy that proves us wrong and the city wrong, it's going to be a guy like Jalen Hurts because of the work ethic and because of everything that he showed in college. And also, the biggest thing is, too, everyone was talking about it before he even landed on the Eagles. The progression from when he was in Alabama to Oklahoma, the changes of how he was as a passer, Ralphie, you know what I'm saying? The improvements, and some could say, oh, it's just the coach and it's just an Oklahoma product. But no, it shows it's him.
Yeah.
All these things out there, and again, I don't really say it's an excuse. I say it's more of a reason. And now that you have a completely different coaching staff,
I gotta stop you there, though. Because I can't change my stance on that. The Big 12 is wide open. Lincoln Riley's a hell of a coach, and that suits him better than Alabama's offense. Okay,
fair.
Like Alabama is a run heavy, run first type offense. They do a lot of play action. The Big 12 is throw to football. All right, the Big 12's aired out. Nobody plays defense in the Big 12.
Yeah,
nobody does. And I'm not taking a shot at him. Like, he had great numbers and he threw the ball way better. But I'm not saying like he doesn't deserve credit. He's the quarterback, obviously. I'm just saying, like, yes, Lincoln Riley deserves a shit ton of credit for making him a better pocket passer. All right, because you saw this year, right? He didn't change his stripes. He was one look and go. So as much as Lincoln Riley made him a better passer, he still doesn't sit in the pocket enough and read defenses, okay? So I can't say that, like, he made this huge jump from Bama to Oklahoma.
He didn't turn into Mahomes. He didn't turn into Mahomes as a passer. You know what I'm saying? I completely agree with you there. I guess my point is that
I understand what you're saying, though. Like,
he's just not a finished product. That's where I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? It's that while I have a ton of questions like we all do about Hurts, and my biggest one, in all honesty, is not even in the arm strength. It's the ability to stay healthy, because we know this when you're a run-first quarterback. I mean, God, he got banged up in the second game last season. My biggest thing is he's not a finished product, to where unless they give him a full 17 games and he shows us his true colors, because you're going to be able to get a full sample size. I mean, or a relatively full sample size in 17 games and know exactly what the kid is and what his weaknesses are. That's my biggest point. This guy is far from a finished product. And when we're not expecting to win anything this year anyway, I want to know exactly who I'm committing to or moving on from before I go and draft the next best guy, quote unquote.
Yeah, I'm not pulling my best like Chris Coleman here in the A2D Radio Facebook group. But I will say this, like, if you guys know anything about Quincy Avery, you're going to know what I'm saying right now. If you don't know anything about Quincy Avery, I suggest you go figure out who the hell he is immediately, okay? Because I've already watched some of the workouts he's done with Quincy Avery. Now, these are shorts and a T-shirt, but it's the progressions. It's the hip action, okay? And it's a quicker release already. So if you guys don't see that he has a quicker release and he's working his tail off with Quincy Avery, that go through his progressions more. Quincy Avery talked about this, and he talked about the goal for Jalen is to get him to go through his progressions, all right? So they know what he needs to work on. So he's working on it. Now, that doesn't always translate, but we'll take it because our last quarterback wasn't allowed to go work out with his guy, if you recall. Wasn't allowed to. So if you want to know why the last quarterback kept going like this, if you don't let guys go to guys they trust, okay, they're not going to trust the guys that are coaching them up, all right? So for all these guys, you have to send them the guys they trust and respect, right? And that's what they're at least allowing Jalen to do as of right now. Because I know Deshaun Watson's a touchy name right now, but if you've watched him from year one in the pocket to now in the pocket, he's way better in the pocket than he was. Okay?
It's night and day.
Yes,
it's
and
night and day.
And Ralphie, that has parts of Quincy on it too, because that's his coach. or off-season QB coach. Johnny, thank you,
John.
Molly,
John.
Eagles were embarrassing, but grunge music was the biggest thing when you last won the Super Bowl. ATD Radio for life. You guys are going at
Mic
it.
drop. Mic drop. You watch Molly's going to come in with a 50 spot next.
Can we get to $1,000?
Yeah. When you start a telethon, Ralphie?
Yeah.
We don't even want 100 likes anymore on YouTube or more subscribers.
Listen, you. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, here you go. 40 boy Lou. He's chiming in too. Need Najee Harris, but trading up, not back from 12. So you're saying trade up from the second? Okay, I hear you.
We have 11 picks, so
Ralphie, remind me after we give our top 5. I know you saw the dream scenario draft that I had the other night. I want to show the fam.
Yeah.
I want to show the fam.
This is great. And the Black Line says, "What's up, brother?" He said Quincy Avery is Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes' personal QB coach as well, I believe. Mahomes wasn't a finished product when he came into the league.
No, he sat out for a year.
I'm not comparing freaking Jalen Hurts to Patrick Mahomes. But if Guy wants to, man, and has the want to get better, he can. He can. Right now, Kiss, I think he's on the team.
Yeah, I forgot all about this guy. I forgot all about him.
Remember when somebody said he's going to be here?
You did.
Because why? Because you leaked the bullshit. You backed yourself in a corner where you can't get any value for the guy.
Yeah.
You did it. So now you're stuck with him. So now what I do, give him a 3 or 4 year extension and call it a day and have a security blanket for whoever your quarterback is going to be. Because the one thing we can say this year is Zach Ertz is on this roster too, and we draft a playmaker at 12 of some sort, we expect to have we should have a pretty explosive offense from all the assets we've used on the offense side of the football, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least have some identity this year because defensively, we don't know what we're going to have. They're definitely better because obviously, going and getting Harris, all right, and having Slay back there is already a good start, right, defensively. And then obviously still having this front four, there's talent here, right? So it's like, hey, can we get some linebackers? Can we get another corner? Whatever. So, I mean, listen, if Jalen Hurts can play, this team will compete. And they will compete for this division. Now, win it, I doubt it. But compete for it, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's funny you say that, Tom, because you're right. The small couple moves they've made, because we were talking, 2-3 weeks ago, to where you had position groups that were literally a black hole. It's like, okay, who's on the friggin' roster that can shoot up here? Now, to your point, you're having kind of the connecting of the dots. Like, okay, you filled a role here. Okay, you upgraded here. You re-signed this guy here. So, to your point, if you can fill in the gaps with some good draft picks, you do have the semblance of a core, you know what I'm saying, and kind of a path to be a little bit better than we expected them to be. And again, that all starts and ends with this quarterback being good.
Who's delusional? This division stinks. I'm saying to you, Frank the Tank, is if Hurts is good and a franchise guy, that they can win 8 games, maybe. They can maybe compete for the division. And then what did I say right after that, Frank? Do I think they're going to win it? No. What did I say right after it? So you can tell me about how Darius Slay is overrated, and you can go back, honey, and you can go watch a video from last year on A2D Radio when I said, word for word, I would not trade Sidney Jones and pick for Darius fucking Slay. I said it right here. I said, if you want Darius Slay, do it with just picks and keep Sidney. And guess how much grief I got for that one? So don't fucking tell me about Darius Slay, dude. I know. Big play Slay couldn't even find the football last year. Didn't look too big as plays to me, okay? But I'm also not going to, say the guy stinks either. Jerk-offs.
These guys are going crazy with the super chats.
Guys just come in and they just assume. You know what I mean? Frank, I've never seen you in the chat before.
No.
Never seen you in the chat to know how I feel or any of us feel in terms of this football team. I think this team's going to stink. I'm just telling you, if Hurts is a franchise quarterback, then it's all wide open in this division. Who you crowning in this division, first off? Who? There's literally one quarterback in this division. Daniel Jones stinks. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to throw 45 picks. So who is – he's the opposite of what that football team needs and the way they're built to win, okay? I don't think this football team – I think we stink, okay? But let's finish off this offseason, and then we'll have a gauge on it, okay?
I think what you're saying, Tom, is that there's no 14-win team in this division. There's a lot of 7, 8, 9 type win teams.
There might not even be an 11-win team or 10, right?
No.
Or there might be a 12. Maybe Dallas goes 12-4. We don't know. Nobody said that we're not. Jesus Christ. We are listed 4th right now in this division. Nobody is saying we're not. What I'm telling you is, and I'll say it again because maybe you can't hear. If Jalen Hurts is a stud, this team will compete for the division. Win it? Probably not. Compete? Probably.
Win it? Probably not.
Frank will say it again. You are last in the division. So who are you a fan of, Frank? Because obviously you're not an Eagles fan.
Who's that picture of? Is that Ashton Kutcher?
I don't know. I'm done reading his comments. Aaron Jenkins. It's open, like you said. We just have to see. And and we still have a lot of work to do. Listen, I think we're less than a 5-win team, Frank the Tank. So shut the fuck up. We can't do any worse, that's for sure. With some healthy peeps and some high talent, we might be okay, Valentino says. Agreed. We don't have the worst quarterback in the division. That's no. Nope.
His name is Daniel Jones.
Nope. Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for you, and then let me know how good Kenny Galladay is, because he ain't a dude who gets wide open. The worst
going for Matthew Stafford to Daniel Jones.
I'll list you QBs in this division. You want to hear him real quick? Daniel Jones is 4th. Ryan Fitzpatrick is 3rd. Okay? He's a freaking journeyman. He's 40 years old. Like, he shouldn't go above anybody, especially a guy who's played 4 games. Jalen Hurts is 2nd, and Dak Prescott is 1. That's my March rankings of the quarterbacks in this division.
That's your March 2021 NFC East suck quarterback rankings.
Yes. And I can't believe I put Jalen Hurts too, but that just shows you.
No, well, you would agree. I think we would all agree it's Jalen Hurts 2 and then Prescott distant first.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Dak Prescott on one leg, distant first.
Like, tell me Jalen Hurts, you don't have more confidence in Jalen Hurts than Giants fans do in Daniel Jones. Come on.
Listen.
And probably because we haven't seen him enough. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. We haven't seen him enough.
Carson Wentz was the definition of a turnover. And then Daniel Jones was like, oh, wait, you watch this. Watch what I can do. Watch what I can do with better weapons, offensive line, et cetera, et cetera.
Ralphie, remember this, Ralphie? Remember when Seattle first like drafted Russell Wilson, right? And then he came in, beat out Matt Flynn, right? Who got like a ton of money there. I think it was Matt Flynn. They signed like a big ass deal because he had like a 6-game stretch the year before somewhere. And
with Green Bay.
So remember when Russell first went there before the locker room started calling him an Uncle Tom, etc. Right? Before that started happening, which is ridiculous. But before that, they loved him. Like the players loved him. Everybody loved him. They still do now. But you know what I mean? There was like that little 1 or 2 year stretch where there was like people were getting jealous because he got the money and they didn't. Right? That's where it all came from. But if you remember that, they really love playing for that guy. And the one thing you can say, even though I think Jalen Reagor's an idiot, I think Miles Sanders needs to stay off social media, and I'll continue to go on and go on and go on. But the one thing I can say is all these guys want to play for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
They want him to be their starting quarterback. And if you go and draft another quarterback at 12, you want to talk about losing a locker room.
Yeah.
Oh, because how does anybody trust anybody in this organization? There's going to be zero loyalty whatsoever. The Black Line said if Carson Wentz is a turnover, Danny Jones is the whole bakery. Yeah. We're going to get into this in 1 second, A-Lord. And yes, I do
I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God.
42 turnovers in 2 seasons. Yeah, he can run 50 yards and trip on shoelaces. Jalen ain't falling over. What great point, Mr. Wing. I don't even remember what the fuck I just said. Oh, about playing about like
all of it, Tom. All of it.
Like Seattle loving Russell Wilson when he first got there.
Was it Flynn or was it Hasselbeck?
It was Matt Flynn.
No, it was Matt Flynn.
Okay.
Hasselbeck was like before that. Hasselbeck was the one we're going to take the ball and we're going to beat you.
Okay. I got you.
Al Harris, remember? It was Al Harris, former Eagle. He said, we're going to take the ball and we're going to score and win.
Yeah, the playoff game against Green Bay. Yeah.
Next play. Go on.
Pick 6. Yeah.
Oh, my God, Rico, you ain't lying. I mean, 2017 feels like I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, it feels like 20 years ago we won a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, you check the calendar. It's 4 years ago.
Ralphie, why aren't these people liking? Come on, we're not over 100 yet. We're only at 75. We got 180 people watching on YouTube. Pound that subscribe button. Come on. The road to 10K starts with all of you, right? We hit 5K. We're going to have tons of giveaways within the next week here, but get us to 10. I mean, 10, I might give you stock options. I mean, I might start giving the stock options.
Percentage-wise.
Ralphie, to your point about it felt like 20 years ago, you're going to laugh at me. You know what I was watching last night at like 2 a.m.?
Huh.
The parade.
Yeah, I want you to pay me to watch it now. You can be like,
tears start rolling down your face.
25 hours an hour to cry and watch the parade again.
I was like back here. I was just taking it all in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What did Lane do with his gym wall? He said if Hurts doesn't start, Johnson has to repaint his gym wall.
I'm not sure.
No. Frank says, thanks, Frank, for the super chat. I love my Philly 4 teams. I'm glad I can watch the Eagles without expectations to see them win big this year. Instead, by the way, Frank the Tank, get the fuck out of here. Listen, that Frank, can't thank you enough for the donation, brother. And you're right. No expectations. We just want to see young players. Like, let all the puppies play.
Yeah.
And in about 1 minute, we're going to get into our top 5 options at 12, and we want to know you guys too. Hurts season. You know it. It is.
I didn't know that, Robert. Hurts is painted on Lane's gym wall?
No shit.
Oh, you can't bring in somebody else.
Oh, we're not drafting a quarterback at 12 now.
We talked about a friggin' shrine with Nick Foles in the locker. This guy's got a painting. He's got a mural.
Kyle, I cannot make a case for you with Jamar Chase, but I absolutely got a case for you that Devontae Smith will still be there at 12.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, that is going to be the steal of this entire draft. Book it and book this too. When you're talking about gold jackets down the line, so I want you to hear me out and clip this shit. And ain't nobody going to like this, and I don't care. When you're talking about gold jackets down the line, Devontae Smith will be putting on a gold jacket. Jamar Chase will not be. That doesn't mean Jamar Chase won't be a damn good wide receiver in this league. Devontae Smith will be putting a goddamn gold jacket on when it's all said and done. The best route runner in this draft. Nobody gets more wide open, and he's doing it at 170 pounds in the SEC and still didn't get banged up until their last game? Their final game, he got nicked up on his elbow.
Yeah, in the championship game.
Yeah.
But when he got injured, he already had 4 touchdowns already.
Yeah.
He had 4 touchdowns. It felt like that championship game with Devontae Smith. He scored 4 touchdowns in a matter of 2 minutes.
In a half.
I mean, it was bang, 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 bang.
In a half.
Got over 200 receiving yards.
In a blink of an eye.
Yeah, insane.
And remember something, and people knock Smith because of his size, and I'll continue to say this for people that haven't heard. Marvin Harrison, jeez, I mean, a breeze would knock Marvin Harrison over when he got drafted. Right? And then Chad Johnson, another one. Tom, I don't like it. I love it. Okay. Devontae Smith is a stud. I agree with you 100%. And yeah, it's a hit or miss thing, right?
And Devontae has even came out. I think it was at one. I don't know if he's at his pro day yet or anything like that. It was just an interview. And they asked him about the weight, the weight concerns of the NFL. And he's like, he's been saying that, he's always played at 170. Always played. His whole entire career has been at 170.
And if it comes down to it, Ralphie, to where, he's a little too skinny, a little too slight, he can gain weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, oh, the weight you enter as your rookie year, you have to be for the rest of your career. Like, it's the most it's the most overreaction I think I've heard. Say, okay, if they feel like he's a little too heavy, then give him a couple Big Macs, give him a milkshake, and then let him go. You know
On the opposite side of the football, he is the best player in this draft.
Yes.
And I'll stand on that island by myself. I don't care. Like, I mean, I'm not talking about Trevor Lawrence here. We're talking about like skill positions outside of the quarterback. He is the best offensive weapon in this draft. The best. Like, I don't want to hear about Waddle. Waddle goes out, and all this dude does is catch more touchdowns. So that tells me a lot too, right? Like when Waddle went down, he got even better. Like, go watch him. He can't. You can't even stop him off the line. He's that quick.
Mm-hmm.
Can't. Tom Parsons. We'll get into this right now. He said, or is it Tom Parson or Smith at 12? See, that's tough.
You know where I'm leaning. You know where I'm going.
Part of me leans with Ralphie.
But it's not going to happen.
You need a linebacker at some point.
Yeah, right.
How do I say one guy's going to put a gold jacket on when it's all said and done and then not take him?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
So with our...
You're really doing this to me. Now, we'll get into that. Now you're really hurt. That was my two guys, my two S's. Now you're coming with my two S's, Red Sand. That's my two favorite guys in this draft.
Hey, we have 3 first-rounders possibly next year. You know, we could go back-to-back, you know, go to 13, you know, trade up to 13. And just grab both of them if they're still there.
I would blow you on air, Ralph. If we got Smith at 13, that's not going to happen. So the blowjob's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
But I might start sprinting the broad tree. Like, I'd feel that good. Like, we're back. Here we go.
And we're running.
Here they come, baby. Here they come. Somebody check the toll.
I love it.
Come on, 171 people watching, 93 likes. Come on. Get us up over 200 on this show.
You guys want to draft a quarterback or not? Get to 100.
Yeah.
So with our top 5, do you guys want to start? Because I figure we'll each go like 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. But do you want to start at 5 and work our way up, or do you want to start at 1 and work our way back?
I'll start at 5 and work your way
okay
from 5 back and like sort of tease the people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I will preface this, and by the way, a couple people were asking where the dream scenario thing was. I'll give it to you afterwards. I'll preface mine by saying there's only 3 guys I like at 12. So the 2 I give first, I don't love. Just full transparency. But Ralphie, why don't you give us your 5 first, or just number 5?
5 is going to be J.C. Horn, the cornerback from South Carolina, is my guy at 12. If you know the other 4 guys that I have listed aren't there, so I'm gonna go J.C. Horn.
My 5th is going to be Rashawn Slater, Northwestern. I do believe he will be there at that pick, or it's going to be. It's iffy if he'll be there. It just depends what teams are going to value offensive linemen. As is a typical Eagles thing, I don't draft an offensive lineman this year. That's why he's 5th, because realistically, I think he will be there. So I'll put him 5 as my one offensive lineman quota here.
It's so tough because I look at Slater and I think, okay, well, I'm actually cool with offensive line unless you're trading Dillard. But I'm gonna go Slater here at 5 just because there's so many moving parts projected wise over the next handful of years. And as we've learned, if you're not protecting the quarterback, it doesn't matter what skill position players you have and who the quarterback is. So I'll go Slater at number 5.
Okay. Number 4 for me, and I don't think he's going to be there at 12, is Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. Yes, I don't think he gets to 12, but hopefully he does, because he's 4th on my 4th guy. If he is there, that's a slam dunk.
I don't even have him on my list, Ralphie, because I don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Two names here, right? Oh, sorry. Were you done? My bad.
Yeah. No, you're good.
My bad. I didn't want to I thought I jumped in right when you were done talking because I was looking at something else.
No, you timed it beautifully.
There's like an interesting name here, and I might. Let me retract my 5. Let me retract Slater for a second, okay? Because I didn't think about this. My 5th for a second, because I don't want offensive lineman. All right, so let me just retract that. I don't even know why I went there. I'll go 5 and then I'll go 4. Jalen Phillips is my 5th, okay? And he's a tricky one because he retired in 2019 because of concussions, okay? But before that, this guy was a number 1 overall recruit coming out of high school. All he did was rack up 218 tackles, 30.5 sacks, and 2 picks in his junior and senior years combined. And that's in high school, right? But then when he went to UCLA, he had to retire because he was getting so many concussions. So he's an interesting one at 5. It sort of fits their MO, right? He's going to be there, right? And that is the D end from Miami. Jalen Phillips. Now, my next one, which is 4, I'm staying on the edge. Okay? Staying on the edge, and I'm going Quiddy Payne from Michigan. All right. So he is the best pass rusher in this draft. A lot of mocks have him going like 14 through like 18, somewhere around there. And I know he'll be there, and I know how much this team values their defensive front. So they're my 5 and 4 aren't necessarily what I want. It just makes sense for the Eagles, and both of them the 2 D ends.
Quiddy Pay. No, you're fine. You're fine. Quiddy Pay can line up everywhere, apparently. Yep. So he's a Swiss Army knife, but not like a Swiss Army knife like the kid on defense who went to the Cardinals last year. Isaiah Simmons, Ralphie, I think his name was.
Last year, the Clemson kid?
Yes.
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons.
It's funny, Tom. I also have Quiddy Pay as my number 4. Just because again, you're getting older there. I don't necessarily love Barnett or Sweat. Sweat I like as a rotational piece, but he still has to prove that he's a multi-down type edge rusher. Brandon Graham is going to be a year older, and I understand they re-signed him, but you can never have too much depth at defensive line. And like we talked about before, I need young, core, interchangeable parts on defense. So I'm also going Quiddy Pay as my number 4 option.
Now this is Barnett's last year, right? They picked up. He's a free agent next year. Okay.
Yep. So you can bring in Quiddy Pay as a rotational guy this year, and then say Barnett or Sweat's still going to be on the team just because I think he's going to have 1 more year left on his contract, but he assumes that role perfectly.
Yeah.
And I hear you saying he had 6 sacks last season. I want to see what he does as a full-time starter. If I can get Quiddy Pay, who can line up anywhere, when you have an aging defensive line, I'll do that. Ralph, you're number 3?
Number 3, we talked about him about 20 minutes ago. Michael Parsons, linebacker from Penn State. I think he's going to be there. And if the 2 guys that I have on my list, my 1 and 2 guys aren't there, it's you run the card up and you take Parsons at 12. So I'm going to go Parsons as my number 3 guy.
That's a good one. My number 3 is J.C. Horn. I believe, obviously, he will be there. So I'm going to go J.C. Horn, corner, South Carolina, as my 3. I mean, I have Surtain higher than him. I just don't think he gets there.
Dude, it's gonna be tough because oh man, because I love Surtain, man. I love him.
So tough too because I'm gonna go Micah Parsons here, just because. Again, I genuinely think we can all agree he's going to be there. I think we would all be surprised if he's not. And I know people were saying, I think the Giants go Parsons. I think Denver goes Parsons. I disagree with both of those, to be honest. I think there's more needs there. But to me, he's a can't-miss guy at 12. He fills a need. He fills a role. And I would be absolutely fine if you took him there.
Yes. And the problem is I don't think he gets there either.
Oh, Parsons. Okay.
I don't know if he gets to 12 either. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like he could go to Denver at 9. Could go to Denver at 9. They need a middle linebacker. They're not shy of taking linebackers. They have a lot of their offense is pretty set if they believe in Drew Lock, right? So they're probably not going to go offense again. If anything, that's if any of the tackles are there. We don't know, but I think at 9 it would make a little bit of sense, and now for them to take him. But he might. But listen, if he's there, I agree with you. I hope he is. Hope he is.
Ralphie?
My number 2 guy is going to be Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, number 2.
See, I'm trying to do this on, Ralphie's. I agree with Ralphie there. I'm trying to really factor in who's really I think is going to be there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not putting Pitts in here. I'm not putting Parsons in here. I'm the only guy, and it's going to be my number 1 that I put in here is Smith. Everybody else, I do not believe is going to be there. I don't even believe Smith might not even be there, right? But who knows? So my second is not a guy that I really love that much. I just believe he's going to be there. Is Jalen Waddle?
Okay.
Can you imagine if both of them were on the board and we took Waddle over Smith?
I would expect it. I'm not joking. I would expect it.
Right. Yep.
And then I'm throwing things.
John, please. First off, Jay, thank you for the donation. How did the Eagles go from saying they want to build around Hurts to all of a sudden they are not sure? Anyways, love the show. End times rants. Appreciate you, brother. I'm here to yell and scream. Probably get a dry socket from it. But let's go. John says, if their team makes it to 12 and we draft him, then I'm buying Tommy his jersey. Please do. That's my favorite player in this draft. Smith and Surtain have been my 2 favorite players in this draft that I wanted. I just don't know if either one's going to be there. That's what's scary to me, Ralphie? That's why that Waddle's a reach to me at 12, big time. Big time. All these guys are reaches. All 4 guys that I've said to me are reaches at 12.
True.
No,
you're right. You're right. My number 2, I'm going to go Devontae Smith. I'm comfortable that he's going to be there. The only reason why I don't have him number 1 is because I am praying to God that the number 1 guy I have on this list is somehow there.
He won't be. I know who your number 1 is. I won't divulge that information.
No, it's obvious. Ralphie, your number 1 player, sir?
Well, I think we both have the same player at number 1, and it's I hope to God it happens some way, somehow he falls to 12. It's Patrick Surtain from Alabama. There's got to be a way we got to make this dude fall to 12. I mean, something has to happen.
Oh, somebody reach on J.C. Horn.
Yeah.
I was telling Ralphie before the show, and I'll just say this on the air, fam. If you ask me who I think the pick's going to be, I think it's going to be J.C. Horn.
Who, ours?
Yes.
Well, it's fine. I like J.C. Horn, so I'm not mad about it.
He's.
What do I have?
I have him the second. I'm sorry. What was that, Tom?
I have him as my 3rd guy or 2nd guy.
Third.
Behind
Waddle and before.
I can swap them too. I would put Horn over Waddle, so just for need. So I'll just swap them too. It doesn't really matter.
I have Horn as my second best cornerback above Farley, and people would say, "Oh, Farley's really good." The back injury scares me to death.
I don't want Farley.
Me to death.
I don't want Farley at all. This is Surtain or Horn to me. It's not close.
Yep. And I know Farley has that back injury too.
Let Dallas reach on Farley. Let Dallas go do Dallas things. Reports came out saying Gannon wants Horn. It doesn't surprise me.
They were at his pro day too.
My number 1, obviously, my number 1 corner is Surtain, so I'll never run from that. I just don't know if he'll be there. So I do feel like this guy could drop. I'll put 1 guy in there out of all of them out of all the guys I like. This isn't my top 5 or any of our top 5s, but I'll put 1 guy in there that I think could possibly drop. And if he does, he'd be my number 1, and that is Devontae Smith. So if he dropped, it's a no-brainer. I take him, and I'll say it again. I think he's going to wear a gold jacket at one day. I think Patrick Surtain's a gold jacket guy. I think both of them guys are gold jacket guys. I just do. So we'll see. And he's there. Now, you have the same one he has? Because I thought you were going somewhere else.
Oh no, Pitts isn't going to be there.
Oh, that's where I thought you were going.
I'm going Surtain.
I hope you two are right that he's there.
And
Me
honestly,
too.
Tom, I'll just
Me
full
too.
transparency. If I take him out, if I'm like, okay, if I'm not confident that he's there, I'm putting Horn as my number one guy. Now, people could say I'm crazy for putting Horn over Devontae Smith, but I'm talking about need. There's other options that I can go wide receiver in the future. Not that there isn't cornerback, but given need and how he's the second best cornerback in this draft, in my opinion, I would go Horn. If I need to take Surtain out of it just because it's kind of a 40, 60, 50-50 shot that he's there. Okay. Obviously, if I thought for a second Pitts was going to be there, I would have him one. But I don't think he's going to get past 8, 9. To be honest, I don't think he gets past 6.
Now, what player do you think in this draft that's supposed to be in the top 10 falls out of the top 10? Because there's always that one player that is projected to go top 10 in the draft, and he starts to slowly drop.
Devontae Smith.
Gotcha.
I would say Smith or one of the tackles.
I agree.
Linemen.
I think teams get stupid, and I think Smith drops because of size. And that's why I think he's there at 12.
I'll take him.
I think his weight.
I'll take him.
I think too many people are concerned about it, and I think it's stupid, and I think it's going to come back and bite people on the ass.
And to Ralphie's question, I'll kind of ask the opposite of that. What's one guy that you look at that really shouldn't be taken before 15 or 20, in that range, that you worry that the Eagles would reach on at 12?
Gregory Rousseau.
It's a great name.
Gregory Rousseau. That's my guy.
I'm going to go Christian Darrisaw.
All right. Trayvon Morig, safety TCU.
There's the TCU guy, Ralphie. There's the TCU guy. That's who I was asking.
Big 12 defenses. Here we go.
Yeah. I would say
we probably got 600 yards on them every game.
Ralphie, I like him though. Like I think he's going to be a good.
I think.
But the sad thing is, I will burn that bitch to the ground. Burn it to the ground if we go TCU anywhere in this draft. Like if I see one guy from TCU, I'm ripping everything up. Smith or Horn at 12. Trade back up for JOK or Xavier Collins. I can dream, can I? You absolutely can, Bobby. And you tip well too, baby. And you tip well. Smith, Surtain, Horn. I think I'm good with any of them 3 at 12. You guys agree there?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
No Farley. The reason I like Horn more than Farley, and I know people are going to be like, oh, Tom, it doesn't matter, is one, I like the competition he played in better. Okay. 2, Daddy was a damn good wide receiver. So like we talk about pedigree and translations, obviously Patrick Surtain's a no-brainer because Daddy played corner. But if there's another position that translates to corner, where would it be? Wide receiver. If I'm teaching my son how to stop wide receivers playing corner, I could probably do a good job of teaching him things that wide receivers think, right? So I like the whole pedigree side. His measurables are great, which really don't matter to me, but they are. And I like him. I've been more sold on JC Horn. Rob, how does he fit the scheme? This is what I don't understand. This isn't a shot at you, Rob. You're telling me Horn doesn't fit in his own scheme, but then everybody else is commenting in on this chat saying that Gannon loves him. What is it?
Yeah. Is it going to be, Horn's just going to play straight up man? On one side? You know what I mean? Like, but like you said, Tommy, they can't do that. So
Darren, Ralphie, I just sent you something. If you can put it in the back end.
Yep.
Darren says, what are the possibilities the Eagles trade the 12th? I think there's a good chance of that happening.
Again?
Yeah, like trading out of 12.
Oh, absolutely.
I would actually, honestly, fam, I know it'll be a headache on draft night, but if their guy, like, say they love Smith or
they get another first-round pick, Ryan, it's a no fucking brainer.
Yeah, and I would rather them trade back again than reach on somebody.
Could you imagine 4 of them next year? I mean, we'll be circle jerking each other. You know what I mean? Like, we'd be like, oh my God, let's do 47 mock drafts like 2 months before the draft. Like, it'd be like mock draft city that plays the year guys fucking.
And hey, Tom.
More Ryan.
I'm saying, and Tom, you know I like a good trade. You know what I'm saying? Like another trade?
We know us. We'll be on, right? We'll be on all night, obviously, on draft night, right, boys? And 12's going to come, and we're all excited, and then we'll, like, trade to 25, or we'll trade out, like, the fucking first round altogether, and then we'll fucking slit throats.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'll be pissed off with. We have to actually pick in the first round. Like, we can't pull Patriots.
Right? You agree there, right? That you 100%. Have to draft in the first round? Like,
yes.
Even if it's 21 or 20, you have to draft in the first round. And everybody out there is going to say, well, Tom, you can't get the same talent there. The best player in last year's draft, the rookie of the year, went 23, 24. Where'd he go, right? So
22, I think.
No, right after. Big answer. That's right.
And you know what? Another thing, too, and Ryan, you brought up the good point of, the Eagles trading back up to at least 9, right? If there's a quarterback that's still on the board, I'll call Denver and be like, yo, dude, I know you would, want this quarterback. He's still going to be there at 12. Let's make a deal. And you move up to 9 and you can get a Patrick Surtain and you jump right in front in Dallas and just smack them in the face.
Could
you imagine that? Because that would be the perfect scenario for the Eagles, right? A quarterback still on the board, right? That Denver wants, but guaranteed, that the Cowboys or Giants they're not taking a quarterback. So in Denver's eyes, you can move back to 12 and still get him.
Two things on that, Ralphie. Number one, I thought you were about to tell me, hey, if there's a quarterback at 9, trade up to get him.
Oh, no.
I thought you were doing that to me.
If Patrick Surtain is still on the board, I think about doing that trade with Denver 100%. 100%.
And just to play devil's advocate with you, Ralphie, I don't know if Denver would do that or whoever's at 9 or say the Panthers at 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because there's always the chance that the Patriots trade up with the Cowboys or the Giants.
It's a scary thing. Yeah.
Or the Raiders at like 18 or Washington. You know, it's like once you get once the quarterbacks get past 10, like I'm telling you, if one of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks get past 10, 11, there's going to be a team from the late teens to 20s that jump up.
Oh, I agree with that.
Like if there's a team,
but that would be a perfect scenario though for the Eagles.
Oh yeah,
just to have at least one quarterback drop, out of the top 10 or sit there at 9 and you just call up Denver.
Mm-hmm. True. Down or the Lions. Like it would have to be a team that is literally like. I've been saying for a while, like obviously we're not trading up to 4, but I've been saying the 4 pick is probably the most the most for sale pick because the Falcons can be indifferent. They don't need to go quarterback. They have a bunch of different needs, but they're also trying to win this year. So that is the team where like, okay, they're not dead set on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if they don't trade the pick, they're probably just going to go best player available.
Yeah. And another thing with the Falcons too, is that I know next year they can, if they get rid of Matt Ryan, they save $20 million in cap space, but then also there's a 20 million in dead cap space for them. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they could go quarterback and then just restart next year and have the kids sit whoever they take at 4 for the year, or bring them in at the end of the year when they suck again, So, so it's going to be wild this draft to see how many quarterbacks go in the top 10.
And feast with Pete, I agree. That's what I mean. Ralphie will tell you. Him and I were talking the other night. Like that's what I have happening. I have Denver trading from 9 to 4 to draft Justin Fields. AK Eagle says, I say Mac Jones is there at 12, and the Pats make a trade with us for the 12th pick to take Mac Jones. I could absolutely see that happen. And if that's the case, like. Listen, I'm not rooting for it because the further you drop in the draft, the better chance you can reach in the draft. But to Tom's point, the most transcendent talent as far as this class so far offensively and the rookie of the year offensively was taken at 22. So if you can make another trade to get another couple picks, like I don't think you're going to be able to get another first out of that, just drop it 3, but say you get another second or a third or a future second to just drop 3 spots, you could still get probably 4 out of the 5 guys, if not 5 out of the 5 guys that we had on our lists. Like if you want to drop to 15 and take Kwity Paye or J.C. Horn, Awesome. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Ralphie, did you put that in the back end?
Yeah. Yep. You're good to go.
Okay. So, Tom, I want your opinion on this too. So, fam, we all do the mocks. And the other night I was doing one.
It's an addiction.
It's bad. It's really, really bad. And it was on what? It's Pro Football Focus's thing, right?
Correct. Yep.
And listen, I don't think this is going to happen. I would be shocked if it happened, but I'm just going to put this on screen for you, fam. Like here, I will drop this so you can see the whole thing. Let me see here. I'll drop this. I'll get this out of the way. That way you guys can see. And I didn't do like the full 7 rounds because who has time for that? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing that right now. So I did the first 6 picks that they would make. And this is what happened. Can you friggin' imagine Kyle Pitts at 12, Asane at 37, Najee Harris at 70. I know people were kind of iffy on Sherwood. I like him as a safety from Auburn. You've got Moses, the linebacker, so that's your linebacker pick at 123, and then another LSU cornerback at 150. Could you?
I like the schools.
I was going to say, Tom, you know the theme? Big schools.
Power 5.
No TCU.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't even need to go further than the first 3 picks. Like, I'm good. You can just give away the rest of the picks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, trade them for something else next year or something. I'm good. You know what I mean? I walk out with them 3 guys. I'm good. Dylan Moses, I think, would be a steal that late if you can get him that late. But again, a guy who's dealt with some injuries, so we'll see. But I absolutely like that draft. I mean, if anybody doesn't like that draft, I think they're a fucking idiot.
And people were going crazy, like, "Oh, there's no chance." I'm not. They were there. You want me not to pick them? They were there for me. I don't think Najee's getting a 70. I don't think he's getting a 30. To be honest, like I don't think Najee's getting out of the first. But hey, fam, if it was there, look at Peter. No, listen, this city would be an issue, Pete. This would be an issue.
Can you see it now? We draft all 3 of those guys, right? Oh my God.
Listen, to Tom's point, like I'm not joking.
He's God. He can never do anything wrong.
If they did that with the first 4 or 5 picks, they could take quarterbacks for the rest of the draft. I don't care.
Yeah.
Take 7 quarterbacks.
Double dip on the quarterbacks. Yeah.
Yes. And fam, because Ralphie, you were watching when I was looking at highlight tapes of the kid. I'm big on this Javonte kid from North Carolina, Ralphie, the running back.
No, Virginia Tech.
Javonte? No, he's from North Carolina.
Oh, is he?
Ryan shouldn't be allowed to say kid anymore. It's a violation. You're like the same age as these guys.
Sad thing. No, I know. Am I?
You're like 3 years older than him.
Okay.
Can't call him a
I
kid.
think we're talking about the one running back you liked.
I'm 38. I can say kid.
Prospect.
You two Japanese can't say kid. Yeah,
I know.
Prospect.
You're making yourself 40. Don't age yourself. You know what I mean? Don't age yourself. I'm not calling violation on that. Don't do that to yourself. People are thinking like, is Ryan 40?
No, God, no. No, it would be an issue if I was.
No, enjoy your 20s, boys. They're my colleagues. Start calling me your colleagues.
Yes.
Your former student, your other student athletes.
My business partners.
Yeah. You always say that. I never say anything about it. I'm like, fuck, and then Shares would get over. I'm like, damn, I forgot to tell him. Like, you can't call guys kids.
You know me. I don't know what I say. It's like it goes, I say things and then I forget what I say. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
But back to wherever we're at with our puppies.
But I would take Javonte as the running back in the 3rd, and I think we're going to take a running back in the top, 3-4 rounds. I'm hoping for it, but everyone's saying like, oh, why didn't you take Williams from North Carolina? Because Najee Harris was there. I'm sorry, because Najee Harris was there.
That's a slam dunk.
Yes, absolutely.
Easy pick.
Easy. Like I don't even know if Howie Roseman could mess that up. Huh. Yeah, like I know people have like Chuba Hubbard and like and Sermon, but like I want a guy. I'm not saying those guys aren't, but like I want a guy that's going to break some tackles. You know what I'm saying? Like I want a bruiser. I want somebody that you're going to have to put a couple guys on to get them down. And yeah, like I like Stevenson, Jay. Like I like him, but I don't know if he'll be going in the second though. Like I think he'll be there in the third, to be honest with you. And yeah, Jason, he would be. Imagine those two. Imagine those two, Sanders and Najee, or Sanders and Williams, or Stevenson and Sanders.
Yeah.
Damn.
3rd and 2. Just bring Najee in. First one.
Listen, you could trade. Listen, I know I'm going to get hate for this. If you get Najee, you can trade Miles. I'm good because I know Najee's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some kids that you just know. You're just watching them and be like, okay, how is he not going to be good? You know what I mean?
You would trade Miles Sanders if we got Najee Harris?
I don't care. Like, no, like I'm looking to pair them together, but like,
yeah,
I've got 2 stars now. Howie would take Hubbard over Harris, the smartest. Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade because I want the 1-2. I want the 1-2 pop. I want the 1-2 pop. If I was going to trade Miles, I would trade him for DeAndre Hopkins. So, I'm not gonna trade him now. If I didn't trade him for that move, I'm gonna keep him, and he's my most explosive offensive weapon too. So, I think him and Najee would be complement each other extremely well, and I think you get a better version of Miles Sanders too. And knowing that Jalen Hurts is probably going to be my quarterback, I need to be able to run the football too. So I think them two would be big assets to that.
Jacob asks, if we get Surtain or Smith, would you come back into the first for Harris?
Is Najee even? Is he supposed to go late first?
I think he will. I do.
If he's there, I would. Like if he's sitting at like 30, 31, or even 29, and you know that the next day he's not going to be there, I would jump back into the first round.
Red saying he's got to stay healthy before I call him a beast. Red saying, and again, fam, I'm not looking to trade him. I'm just saying you have 2 superstars back there. To where this running back field, when you look at the last 2 years, what has it been? We've lived and died on one guy, Miles Sanders.
Who's superstars? What are we talking about? Who's superstars? Who?
Nobody on this roster.
Superstars back there. Who?
You
said there's 2 superstars back there. Who?
You would have Najee and you would have Miles.
Superstars?
As far as I think so. Them feeding off each other, I think they could both be great.
I mean, superstar. That's aggressive. That's
I
aggressive. You just talk about trading a guy. Now if he's a superstar, why would I trade him? It doesn't add up. You just said he wasn't a beast, but now he's a superstar. That's why I'm like, I don't even freaking like Miles that much because he doesn't finish his runs.
And he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, but I'm not like, if I didn't pull the trigger on Hopkins, I'm not pulling the trigger on a pick. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to pull a trigger. At least I know what he can do, and he can take a ball. He can take 150 to the house. So, but he had a really bad year last year. So, he's got a lot of proving to do to all of us in terms of that. Now, do I think they can both complement each other and be extremely good backs? Yeah, I do. But yeah, I don't think either one's star caliber. I think both can be very good running backs.
Would you say that those 2 in the same backfield would make this running back core like top load? You know what I'm saying? Like very, very good to great.
If you want to say they'll be like a top 10, top 5 running team in football, I would do that.
Okay.
I would make that case fair.
Yeah.
Like I can't call it great because I love Najee Harris, but I gotta see it. I gotta see him in the pros, and I gotta see, like you said, can Miles stay healthy? I mean, the black line, I don't count Pro Bowls. I count all pros. So, not diminishing it, but I count all pros. Like if you watched him last year, he was not a Pro Bowler. Right? Agree on that with Miles, boys? Like he was not a Pro Bowler last year.
No.
Yeah, and the fumbling issues happened again. You know what I mean? So
nothing last year said Pro Bowl. Nothing. Nope.
Would you trade back to the low 20s and draft best player available? Someone that's going to fall. Yeah.
If I'm getting a good offer, sure.
I don't think that's happening. Don?
I would be upset if that happened. Don.
Chrome?
Andrew, if you haven't heard Richie Grant, please go watch. I'm taking him in 37 in a heartbeat.
Richie.
I'll add that to my list.
Richie Grant.
Who didn't get enough carries? Miles?
Here we go. I said to your fan beforehand, you guys would have an issue with what I was saying.
I mean, I don't know. He ain't have enough carries. I mean, he's banged up. If you guys remember, like Deuce Staley would ream his ass out every time he came off the field. So Deuce Staley's the one who handled that one.
Richie.
Yeah.
I agree, Jay. It would be like Fournette and Ronald Jones, but like somewhat better.
Wait, so hold on. Off topic, Phillies related.
Uh-oh.
In 1 second. I'll confirm this. Wow. Okay, so
Don't tell me what I think you're about to tell me. Oh, I got a bad feeling.
what do you think I'm going to tell you?
I think you're about to tell me that Hazley didn't make the roster.
No, Hazley definitely made the roster.
Okay. Well, I went panicky when you said wow.
Because it's wow.
Okay.
Roman Quinn made the roster over Double Herrera.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
So Herrera's gone, or
According to Todd Zalecki, Double Herrera did not make the Phillies opening day roster. The Phillies announced Adam Hazley and Roman Quinn made the team.
So what happened?
He will be at the team's alternate site in Lehigh Valley. He could join the Phillies at some point. So, why have
that's a surprise.
Why have him in camp?
Like, yeah, didn't Sweep say this last night, Tom? Like, why go through all of this?
He absolutely said it. Why put yourself through it if you don't like, if he plays well, why wouldn't he make your team? It ain't a big deal.
That's interesting.
It ain't a big deal because if Hazley's ready to go, I want Hazley playing every day anyway.
Yeah, he was my first option. I just thought they were going to go Herrera just because of the power numbers and because of the contract. So I'm happy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy by this news. I'm very happy. I'm just very surprised.
Yeah,
and I just don't know they would extend this so late.
I'm not happy because Roman Quinn's going to get hurt again, so I'm not happy. I'm happy in terms of like Hazley's going to be ready to go opening day and be my opening day center fielder. That would make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Don. We try to be exciting for you.
Thank you, Don.
Stop hitting last week. Chris, it's fucking spring training. Come on, guys. It's fucking spring training. Stop it.
But Tom, Bryce Harper's leading the team in stats in spring training.
I hate this. I hate the fucking spring training stuff.
I really, unless you're going to spring training, I do not care about spring training.
No, you're 100% right. 100%.
Like it's like a nostalgia time of the year. Like, oh, it's that time of year again. Like, that's the only good sign I get from spring training.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many years did we see Ralphie when the team was actually good? Like, Howard would struggle in spring training, be like, oh my God, he's done. And then once the season started, it's like,
I think I watch one game of spring training every year. And it's like the opening of spring training because
it's the first
baseball's
game.
finally back. So the first game of spring training I'll watch. And then other than that, I'll just, get the reports off of the social media and stuff like that.
Once they get to the portion of spring training, which is like halfway through the second game where they're interviewing the fanatic, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go watch Judge Judy. Like, I'm good. Like, I'll go watch something else.
2:30? Jerry Springer.
Not a Maury guy, Ralphie?
Yeah, back to back,
Jeff Teague sucks. Jeff Teague sucks.
Yeah, he's not good.
And I know the Bucks were going after Austin Rivers too. I don't know if they're out of it now. The Jeff Teague signing.
Dark days for the Eagles. Yep. The Don, I agree. Verlot says, honestly, I would keep Hurts. Agreed. Marky Marks, Herrera's inclusion on the team would have meant that the Phillies would have to make room for him on a 40-man roster, currently full. All right, well, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is because I want what's his face playing. I want Hazley playing anyway. So,
yep. He was what, number 7th overall pick, Tom?
Yeah, 7 or 8, something like that.
Freaking playing.
And I know the Marlins sent down. Oh my God, Sixto.
Did they?
They put him in their minor league camp.
No, it's just control.
Yeah,
Control.
without saying it.
Hopefully, we won't have to see him until freaking June.
Yeah, right. Yep.
He'll light us up. You know that.
Wow, I just can't. That one just shocked me.
Yeah, this is. I'm very surprised by that. So
that is interesting.
So Hazley, you think is definitely going to get the nod over
Yeah.
Quinn, right? As far as the start of the season.
Now, is he going to, because he was banged up a little bit, wasn't he, Hazley?
Yes.
So he'll be ready. So hopefully he's ready for opening day.
Yeah, he played today.
What happened?
Played today.
Yeah, he came.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Back like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously JT's been playing, so he'll be ready for opening day because he had that thumb injury. So that's good. Fully healthy going into the year.
I'm ready. Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready to get my heart broken again. You know what I mean? I say it every year. I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready to decide on the playoffs.
Full season this year, 162.
Yeah, we've got the marathon back.
Yep.
Chris Sims, top 6. Farley, Tyson Campbell. Chris Sims, go to bed, please.
Didn't Chris Sims have to have something like wild too? Didn't he have like something? Well, who did he have over Trevor Lawrence as his quarterback?
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson. And then he had Mac Jones high, and he had Kellen Mond over Trey Lance, I think.
Nah.
Wow,
Mississippi State was so good.
You don't have J.C. Horn on that list.
Nope.
No, it's ridiculous. Tyson Campbell.
Yeah, Caleb.
Isn't that the kid who got exposed by Devontae Smith in the bowl game?
I'm not sure. Possibly, but I'm not sure.
You know how he had they just couldn't cover him, Ralphie? I think it was him. I'm pretty sure it was him. People want to talk about Surtain getting exposed in like a half against Kyle Pitts. Yeah, and Ralphie, I think to your question, they had Chris Sims had Waddle over Smith. I think that was the.
Gotcha.
Exactly, Don. Everyone got exposed by Devontae Smith. That's a great point by you.
Yeah.
Does J.C. Horn have a Twitter?
I'm pretty sure he should.
Why, you worried about him tweeting too, Tom?
No, I'm going to go tweet at him.
Oh, okay.
See his thoughts on this shit.
Black Line says Chris Sims also said De'Ami Brown was better than Jalen Waddle. Come on now.
He already tweeted about it.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he say?
4 days ago, he said clickbait. He quote tweeted Chris Sims rankings, and he said clickbait.
Listen, I might draft him at 12. I don't know, Ralphie. Campbell and Surtain Jr. played high school together. How about that high school secondary? Yeah, no, that is crazy, Chris.
Wow. That's crazy. It is pretty good, huh? And what's up, Gongos?
Hello, Gongos.
Family, make sure if you're tuning in right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn your damn alerts on. You'll have the Sports Hounds here in about 8 minutes, and they will be followed by Fight Zone. 173 people watching. Come on, get us over 150. Get us over 150. Hit that subscribe button. Come on, giddy up. You have the Sports Hounds are on at 7:15. I'll read you guys off both poll questions for everybody. If I can find Rob's.
Thank you, Don. Don, this is a great show, fellas. Michigan going to the Final Four. Yeah, I mean, Ralphie, I'm sure will love that.
I hate to say it. They're an elite team, man.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well,
I hate to
coach,
say it.
that coach is unbelievable, too.
Yeah, Juwan Howard's really changed that whole basketball over there in Michigan. And obviously, I think they were in the championship game or even the Final Four 3 years ago. So
Rome, I can definitely agree with you. I think we can all agree with you with the Hurts with Smith tandem.
I agree, Rome. Definitely.
And not that I wouldn't be upset with Hurts and Waddle. I just think you can get better, more necessary position group players at 12 over Waddle. But if you trade back to 15 and all the cornerbacks are gone and Waddle's there, okay.
2 quick poll questions, boys, and we're going to wrap it up. So get your guys' thoughts on both shows coming up. Their poll questions. So the Sports Hounds on a 7:15. The Eagles were smart to trade back in the draft. Agree or disagree?
My real answer is TBD, but yes, I'll say agree.
Agree. I'll go agree.
Based off of the landscape that we're at as an organization, I would say agree.
I agree as well. And Flight Zone, which is on at 9:30 on A2D. The Eagles will draft a defensive player with the 12th pick. Do you agree or disagree?
Damn it. I'll go defensive line. Damn it, because I can't go and disagree because I want Surtain. This sucks.
Thank you, Kavan.
I'll go agree. Thanks, Kavan.
I will say I hope so. I pray to God that they do, because the only other chance I see them taking an offensive player is if it's a certain word that begins with Q and ends in back.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Nope, that's why I didn't say the word.
Don't do that. Family, we appreciate you guys all tuning in to us. Keep your alerts on. Make sure you subscribe to A2D. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you're ever on Facebook, hit that share for us. Twitter, retweet this bitch. Wherever you're at, we love you all. Thank you guys for all the super chats, everything. You know, the comments alone, super chats, just adding on to it. Can't thank you guys. A ton of them again tonight. Go support the 2 other shows after us. Guys do a great job. You'll really enjoy it, and a lot of football for you tonight, guys. So fun stuff. Boys, before we get out of here, any closing thoughts?
Don't mess up this draft, Howie. That's all I have to say. Don't mess it up. For the love of God, cherish it.
Hey, Dallas Cowboys, please screw up and let Surtain fall to us. Thank you. And Chris Sims, shut the hell up.
Yeah, I'll go off topic. Looking forward to Thursday and opening day. So opening day for baseball, always a great time of the year. So really looking forward to that. Stay tuned. We'll be talking plenty of Phillies and all the rest. Family, we love you. For Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Ralph Delvecchio, everybody out there joining us. This has been Monday Morning Quarterback, only on A2D. Go Sixers tomorrow night. A big one in Denver. Let's get another road win. We out.